Okay, with Hisham Iyad, filmmaker from Mexico. Weasel is the short film played at the Fantasy Sci-Fi Film Festival. It's 2 minutes long and it has an impact. Let's put it that way. It has a nice little twist to it because it sort of looks like some sort of kind of like technological commercial about this Weasel project, and it turns dark, I guess. Family dark.
Yes, one of the things that we wanted with the short film was kind of everyone could experience it. You know what I mean? It's kind of like a global message. The whole well, technology affects us all, regardless of country or age. So we gotta be mindful of it.
And it could literally like ruin everything, I guess, right?
Yes, I didn't try to like make a film about just technology is dangerous, it was more of just be mindful of the things that are coming in, just keep an open mind that not everything that's new or shiny is gonna be like just pure good. Everything has like consequences, so just be mindful of as a kid, just be mindful of the everything that's coming your way, and as an adult, just be mindful of the things that you're using or how your kids could be impacted, or even you yourself.
So this is your idea. What did you remember when you came up with this idea for this short?
Well, the idea that I had for the short was more of the kind of wish fulfillment, because I believe that technology has the capacity to technology gets developed to fix certain problems. And for example, one of the problems I have is that I have too much junk in my house. So I wish this thing existed just so I could sell all of the junk that I have, so I could have some extra space. So I just wanted to make that short film just to like peer into a distant a future or another dimension where like this problem has been solved by technology, but also um, how this problem could be solved by technology, but also the consequences of how this would like impact negatively like everyone around you.
Well, I think that this invention will happen eventually, right? One would assume.
Yeah, well, how I saw it, it was it's kind of like an eBay, but just an instantaneous version. So everything that gets developed is, like a faster, better version. So I just saw it that way.
So tone wise, we're watching this film as an audience. We don't know what the film is going to be, and it's just like this mother kind of like enjoying her new gift that she gets bumped into by one of her kids, and she loses her fish, and then she has this very emotional, sad reaction to losing her fish, and then other twists and turns occur later on, I guess.
Yeah, so what I wanted to kind of portray in how it was viewed is kind of like the commercial-ish vibe at the beginning was a bit about the experience as a mom, like also the same experience that you kind of have. Well, when you see a commercial, the experience that someone there has, and also the experience that you have when you buy something new, which is everything's great.
Mm.
But then when the fish gets sold, it's kind of like when this switch kind of turns, that I didn't know this could happen because we never see her learning about this device, She just opens it up and starts blasting. Um, so that was kind of also kind of the point of it, that just a minor setback, and like her whole world flipped over, and she kind of
Yeah.
like understood.
So there's it's 2 minutes, but there's a lot happening. There's a lot of filmmaking involved in this project. I'm just curious about finding the mom and the two kids. Where did you find them?
Actually, I knew the three actors beforehand. I kind of like decided on them from the very beginning.
They're not family members themselves. They're like separate entities, different
Yeah,
family.
yeah. Also that we tried to kind of pick them up so they would more or less look like an actual family.
Okay, so then tell me about the special effects. Like, how did you? I'm sure. I'm assuming this was all done in post, like making things disappear, I guess.
Most of the stuff, so we recorded green screens and all of the green, well, yeah, actually all of the green screens were recorded in location. Um and as far as the special effects that was post, the WEASEL itself is actually it's half special effects, half practical because we have an actual device that's kind of like the action double of the weasels.
Okay.
So I don't know if you want me to show. I have it right here, the device with me.
Yeah, he says,
Like
show it to me. Yeah.
like the actual. Give me a
The
second.
weasel. Yeah. For the audio people, he's getting his weasel. That came out wrong.
Okay, so I have this is the box that the mom sold.
Okay.
Up. I have the one prop, and this is how it looks. This is like the prop in real life.
Okay.
This is more like the action double.
Who made that prop?
We got a prop master who made this. This is kind of the one we use for we kind of leave it just on like the well as a point of reference. So this is used so the actors have something to hold in their hands.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
And then but in the actual short we have the whistle that you see is not this one. It's more like of a 3D track that's
Okay.
put on
Gotcha.
top of it. So in most of like on the scenes where you see the thing like in close-ups or that you like actually see it for long periods of time, you'll see the track version. But in like the ones that are just action shots, a couple frames, you'll see the like the real one.
Gotcha. So okay, so then basically then you just the green screen, you did everything and like losing like the fish disappearing and other people disappearing. That was all done in post production.
Yeah. So for example, the fish were actually we wanted to get an actual fish, but in the end we just used we just bought the license for a stock of a fish, and then
Yeah,
the fish bowl we actually shot that on location, and we just made it disappear. Our production designer was very happy that she didn't have to get an actual fish. Um,
gotcha.
and actually, it was kind of funny that I told her about I made a joke to her about the fish on the day of the set, and we already settled that it was gonna be on post, and on the day of the shooting, I asked her about the fish, like where do you got it? What do you mean where I got it was gonna be in post?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding that
I gotcha, I gotcha, I gotcha. And like yeah, just like did this a huge crew as well. Like where did like whose house was that you shot in?
Actually, so we got a film grant to make this short
Okay,
film, and the film grant is kind of done on behalf of a company that kind of it's like a tax incentive
okay.
that they
This is
can
in Mexico, correct?
yes, this is in Mexico,
Okay,
and they can deduct taxes to provide support to like creative endeavors. So the company that gave us the money, they're a construction company. They develop houses. So
okay,
one of the things that we told them was, well, we made the approach to get the money for the grant, and also that we could use their one of their houses because they sell like they make houses and they sell them. So we told them we could just film in one of your houses, make it look good, and maybe you can use it to like to show, like because we decorated the whole house, so you kind of like use like okay, look how our houses look could potentially look. So
gotcha.
it's a well, actually the house was not too empty, but they're like because they do have some of the furniture that is there is from the actual house, which is they have it like already kind of furnished, so you could kind of see how it would look with stuff in it. But we we came in and just added in to make it fit the vision.
So in your director's bio, you kind of I'm paraphrasing, but you kind of mentioned that this is about kind of pushing the boundaries in Mexican cinema, where like there's a certain genre, there's a certain tone that you see in Mexican cinema that you want to kind of take, you want to push it, you want to tell the world that there's more than just the traditional cinema elements in Mexico, I guess.
Yeah, so the thing with Mexico is that normally you if you have from the cinema angle, mostly we have from both Mexico and United States interested in Mexican material is mostly about either like drugs or immigration, drug cartels, violence,
So there's a stereotype, there's
poverty.
a Mexican stereotype.
There's a Mexican stereotype from both sides because well the Me like Mexican culture wise they're very social conscious, so most of the stuff that also they put out in terms of stories is related to the same types of topics. So those are the types of topics that they deal with, and very social minded, and the way that they also portray these topics is kind of also the same way, kind of more like realism, hyper realism, very gritty, very human.
Yeah,
So kind of the proposal with this was that we also have in Mexico other things that we can talk about, you know, like in this case, which is technology. Um, we can
yeah.
also talk about technology. We can also do something more experimental. This is more sci-fi, which is not usual for Mexico. So that was kind of the attempt.
No, that makes it good. Well, it's sort of like it's like almost like selling to Hollywood or selling to the to North American audience, the Mexican kind of cinema that you described, because it's like more as Paris, like basically like all these Mexican films are what you would describe. It's like kind of handheld, kind of gritty, but talking about crime, I guess, right? Kind of like has that kind of gritty, kind of thriller kind of crime genre, I guess. And but that's what sells to North America, right? But you're trying to say that there's more to it, and of course there is, right? But and I guess it's you're trying to do as a filmmaker.
Yeah. So the attempt was kind of to because I believe that what you put out, if someone like just talking, for example, me as a filmmaker, if I do only horror stuff, people will just come to me for horror stuff.
Yeah,
And that's kind of the same with Mexico, that Mexico only puts out the same kind of topics in the same kind of styles. And that's what they're going to look for,
it's like
both.
typecast. They're
Yeah.
typecast. Yeah,
Typecast from both the American side, how they see us, and
yeah.
also how this, because Mexico also does this, you know, like stuff that they talk about is kind of similar in topics. So what we attempted to do with this short film was kind of like show that we can talk about other stuff, and in a way that other people could from America, other places could relate to what was being shown.
So what do you want to do now? Like, are you looking to like what is your next step as a filmmaker?
Well, next steps, I would like to I have this short film on the festival circuit.
Yep.
I would like to move around, see how it does, and kind of like talk out to the people, go meet all the filmmakers and see what can uh go further from here. And also, I would like to one day hopefully work on a film. I have many short films on my belt, and I would like to aim for bigger stuff, which is kind of what I'm always trying to do, something different.
So you want to make a feature film, one would assume.
Yeah.
Yeah. And basically, but something that's different. Like, do you have an idea? Like, if I say, let's make a feature film right now, do you have a feature film that you can make right now? Like, do you have a script?
I don't have scripts. Everyone has ideas.
Ideas?
I have ideas. So I would say, because the scripts will also depend on the type of people you meet, you know, because everyone vibes to types of content. So um, someone likes horror, someone likes sci-fi, someone wants to produce for that. So I would think it would kind of be kind of a mash of what just talking to people and see what they connect with, and I think we could go from there.
Gotcha. But yeah, but you are you do you want to do you want to write a script or do you want to collaborate on a script with somebody?
Yeah, I would be interested in developing that.
So what did you we sent the audience to you and the audience feedback. What did you think about what the audience had to say about your film?
Yeah, so from the feedback, I was happy that they understood it. Because when you're dealing with it's a 2 minute short film. Well, it's more of a 1 minute because almost half of it is like the credits. So it's kind of like minute 15 seconds, the actual thing, and it's sci-fi, and it's a unique concept. So it's you have to tell a story in that 1 minute 15 seconds, but you also have to explain the device, how it works. Um, so I was happy that the audience members understood what was happening in the story, what how the device worked and everything. I was happy that it was understood, and also
Yeah.
that they understood what was going for in terms of the actual of story and filmmaking stuff.
Well, the film could be taken in different ways, right? It could be just take it on the surface of like a dark kind of comedy, right? Even you play up on the music in the beginning and the end, which is great. And then it just could be like, oh, it's just about this, crazy device that was used wrong. But and then it has a kind of sad ending. But if you can take it on that surface, people are going to laugh and then they're going to be sad. Or you can, like you said, there's strong themes in the film where like it kind of stays with you for a while. You want to watch it again. And I don't know, after you've done the festival circuit, it's a perfect film to go on the internet because it's it's like it's the perfect film that can go viral, right? Because it's got so much essence to it. So I'm sure you're thinking about that as well. So yeah, it could be taken as a dark film or as a tragedy. It could be taken as pure comedy, right?
Yeah, so actually how I designed it was very open-ended.
Yeah,
Um I didn't plan for it to be either way. But actually how I my timing in the ending was very specific in my mind,
yeah,
that I timed it to be how a joke would land. So I timed
yeah,
it that I didn't made it as a comedy, but I did time the ending so it would work as one.
yeah,
Because I was just like I'm just as a filmmaker, what you want is to for the audience to experience something. So I really didn't care if they found it funny or it stuck with them. They found it sad. I just wanted for them to feel anything that the film would stuck with them, and they would
yeah.
have something to think about.
By the way, as a Canadian, I who got into films probably in the 90s, there's so many great Mexican films, especially in the last like 25 years, like in Mexican filmmakers as well. Like really nice, like I'm just kind of clicheing it, but it's like a lot of coming of age stories of like young adults kind of like going through emotions. And American Hollywood's stolen from so many themes and elements of Mexican films. Like it's crazy, like especially from the youth movement, right? We're like really kind of getting into the psyche of a young teenager or a young adult, right? Like what the hell do I do with my life? And like in the confusion of sex and like identity and some great actors as well who've gone to Hollywood as well. So like you're I'm assuming you're in your like late 20s, early 30s and you kind of like hit this you were born into this renaissance from my perspective at least of Mexican cinema.
Yeah, so the thing we have in Mexico is that we have the kind of like that depends where you live. I'm more of the north. I was born in Texas,
Okay,
and but so I
that's
have the
not
perspective.
Mexico. I'm just kidding. Go
that,
ahead. Yeah, yeah.
that was kind of Mexico at some point.
Well,
If
hopefully
if
they'll
you're
you
if
they'll
you're
vote for the proper people and then election coming up. But go ahead. God, yeah, just kidding. Go ahead.
um, but So you kind of have the perspective of being of the Mexican side and how the culture is, but you
Gotcha.
also have America very close to you and very close to you in terms of what they're doing and the
The
filmmaking.
culture, right?
Yeah, and the culture as well. But what I was going with is
Oh,
that you have the filmmaking techniques of the American cinema of people who like Hollywood, but you have the perspective of the Mexican side, which is kind of different in a way. So
yeah,
you could potentially have something that stylistically is very American, but it has a different point of view, which is kind of what we're getting it, and we're getting in with the whole trying to raise black voices or female voices in filmmaking, the different perspectives, which is kind of the what the Mexicans are doing when they apply Hollywood stylistically or Hollywood techniques and just use them to use their own voices to be seen by the most people possible.
yeah. Well, like my story is that I moved to Toronto in 2000, and I was like young suburban kid, and I'd like to think I was cultured, but I probably wasn't, even though I went to school in New York City and blah blah blah. But I had a friend who was in New York, who was in Toronto at the time. He's like, we're gonna go to the indie movies, and he showed, and we went to see this movie, Amoros Perros. I hope
Mhm.
I probably didn't say that right. I apologize. And it was like I was blown away by this movie, like blown away. I was like, this is like the way it directed. Of course, the director, made some pretty great films and won some Oscars like in the last 25 years too. But I remember just like that was my introduction to Mexican cinema. And I'm like, oh my God, I have to like watch more. This movie's so good. And it was like it really that was my introduction to Toronto, but then by proxy to Mexican cinema on the first week I moved there. So that's my memory.
Yeah, so we've had a lot of success in terms of uh individual Mexicans, I would say.
Yeah.
That like Guillermo Toro, that they have succeeded, but they kind of succeeded, but they kind of like had to leave the culture. Just they're working in the Hollywood
Yeah.
system, even though they're Mexican, but they kind of like had to leave
But that's what they all do.
Mexico
That's
to.
what all the countries do. In Canada, they do that. In Germany, they do that. That's what they do, right? So, because you have a bigger budget, you make more money. Your templates, you work with like really seasoned, you know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
what you do.
Yeah, so kind of what we're trying to do as well. Just like my whole team as well. Just trying to like work our way up.
Gotcha. And that's what the actors do too, right? The Mexican
Yeah,
actors do as well, right?
yeah. We
Long
have
list.
like many actors are moving as well.
Yeah. Well, congratulations. This film's great. And like I said, it's like whenever you're done the festival circuit, I see it's gone into a few festivals. Just get it, put it online, and like you'll get some amazing reactions.
Yeah, my plan was always as well that someone would click on it and think that
It's real.
they have an extra ad.
Yeah.
Want to skip it, and it's like,
That's
oh,
the
oh wow.
genius of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some great marketing that could be done with this film for sure. But that said, it should get win every micro short film award that there is in the festival circuit because it's a genius film. So, and you got a lot of talent in the way you made the film and in terms of tone, like you in 2 minutes you changed the tone, and yeah, there's some great work there. So I want to see what you do with a bigger canvas. I want to see what you do in a feature or like a longer short. So keep in touch.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right, let's talk soon.
Thank you. Bye bye.